You've got some. It's not where you want it.
No, it's on my shirt. God, that's embarrassing. Are you boys ready to do our digital drop today?
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Sponsor ad. This podcast is sponsored by Restream. Why live stream to one platform when you can simultaneously live stream to every platform to discover new audiences faster using Restream.io?
6 months into the best year ever, and we're ready to talk about the current state of the stream. Where have we been wrong? Where have we been right? What's been the biggest surprises? Andrew Perrin, I actually kind of want to start with you because you're the one that's been putting in a ton of work on the streams. So let's go back to January 1st, 2020, when all was right in the world and nothing was possibly wrong. What has been your biggest change you feel since that day and where you stand right now as a streamer?
The biggest change, I would say my expectations of Facebook are different. I would say back early 2020, I thought Facebook was going to not blow up, but I thought it was going to be much different. And I thought that we were going to be able to advertise our way to success and growth. And finally, creators were going to have a platform where they could if they had a lot of resources, aka money, they would be able to get ahead a little bit. And that ended up not being quite the case. It's still like kind of doable, but you can't really buy the growth, but you can get some views and it kind of helps. And you need to be whitelisted to actually advertise streams, and it's a lot more complicated. So that would be the biggest change. And I think then the other biggest one is we were doomsaying Mixer, but not to the point where Mixer was going to cash out and collapse. So that was probably the biggest steamroll of 2020 so far that changed, I would say.
Oh, that was definitely a big surprise. I mean, we said that the platform was somewhere you shouldn't stream. We made that explicitly clear, and we did entire episodes on that, that's for sure. But we didn't say they were going to shut it down. The thing that was shocking about Mixer, and is still shocking to me now, is they have the next generation of consoles coming out. They've got Halo Infinite coming up, possibly their biggest, most important title in the history of their company, because that title is going to be, hopefully for them, for Xbox Series X, their console seller. And they pulled the plug on their streaming platform before that launch. Man, I mean, there's some speculation out there as to why that happened. Some of the speculation includes some of the bad PR with the HR issues that were going on behind the scenes at Mixer. They wanted to accelerate essentially the acquisition of talent from Mixer over to Facebook Gaming for that reason. But from a business standpoint, there's no way that they wanted to close down Mixer this early in the year. I'm sure that they wanted to wait until at least they got through the holiday season and they could use Mixer as a marketing tool for this next generation of consoles. What do you guys think?
I think it was a lot worse than what we were being told. I mean, the only thing that I can possibly think of outside of the reasons that you just listed is just financially, it just literally could not keep going on anymore. Because it's like you said, you're absolutely right. You got, arguably in what's being called, it's supposedly going to be even a little bit better than PlayStation 5. It's going to be one of the greatest consoles of all time. And you have a streaming platform that people can stream exclusively from that. It just really, something shit had to have hit the fan pretty hard.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I also don't think we saw, and this definitely played a factor in almost everything. I don't think we saw COVID-19 coming into play and completely kind of changing the landscape of live streaming, because now everyone's stuck at home. And so all of the growth kind of catapulting upwards and in this massive trajectory, except for Mixer. And then that having kind of ripple effects across the industry itself. I don't think we could have ever predicted that. And that changed things. I hate to say that it changed things for the better for streaming, because it's a terrible thing that we under a worldwide pandemic, but it actually did make a lot of the streaming platforms grow. It's helped a lot of streamers grow, and it's helped give a lot of opportunity to a lot of new content creators who want an in. And now that more people are watching, even now, there's more opportunity than there was before.
I totally agree with that. So in the quarter one, streaming report that kind of tells you all of the numbers as to what's going on with streaming, we saw a basically nonstop decrease in the amount of viewership on Mixer while the number of streamers stayed the same. Then we saw a slight increase with Twitch. We saw a massive increase in viewership on Facebook Gaming, and we saw a pretty decent increase in viewership when it came to YouTube. The big question moving into the remainder of 2020 here, boys, and I want to get some predictions. We're going to put them on the record. I'm going to make Ross give his prediction first. He usually sits back and he's like, I'm going to wait for you guys. I'm going to wait for you guys to do the predictions. That's my Ross impression. Thank you.
It's fantastic.
Thank you.
It's fantastic.
Thank you. Okay, so now the Mixer's out of the picture, and now that you got 4 million zombie body streamers with no viewers flooding into the other platforms, what the heck is going to happen in 2 regards? Here's the 2 regards you need to think about. Number 1, which platform is going to absorb the most streamers out of the 4 million? That's 36% of active streamers, by the way. And then the follow-up question on that is, and then which platforms are going to be the biggest winners and losers in terms of viewership once all those zombie bodies spread out across all of the different platforms? Ross, you got to hit us with a prediction right now, bro.
All right. Well, I think it's going to go pretty much exactly as predicted. Well, first of all, let me start by saying my biggest prediction is we're not going to get 4 million streamers just going elsewhere and stuff like that. I think that out of all the streamers on Mixer, just because of what Mixer was and how easy it was to use with the Xbox, I don't think a lot of people are going to, I think they're just going to be done. I mean, they weren't getting anything anyway. So, they were kind of just doing it for fun, maybe turning it on, you're playing, just flipping on Mixer for whatever reason. But out of the 4 million, I would say maybe 1.5 to 2 million actually go elsewhere. And I think it's going to go, it's going to go right back to where it was. I think Twitch is going to get the biggest amount, than YouTube, but I also do think that Facebook Gaming will get a good chunk of that just because of the relationship that they've established with Mixer. So that would be my order.
Okay, I see the 4 million question mark and lots of conspiracy theory arrows being drawn on the screen over here by Astral. I'm going to move the little square here in the middle. What do all these arrows on the screen mean, Andrew Perrin? What is your prediction? What does 4M actually stand for? Illuminati confirmed? What do you think, man? Where are the streamers going to go? And then what's going to happen with viewership next for the remainder of 2020?
All going to join cults of personality and then go. No. So 4 million streamers, where are they going to go? I'm going to, it's not going to be a huge surprise. Most of them are going to go back to Twitch. Some are going to go to Facebook Gaming. Facebook Gaming's growth is going to slow and be in a weird space for the rest of this year. Facebook Gaming is going to just be in like an odd position. They're not going to pull as many gamers from Mixer as they had hoped, but they're going to pull enough not great streamers from the platform to affect their growth and slow down that nice looking curve that we always refer to. So Facebook's going to continue to grow, but slowly over time, and its growth is going to be impacted by this change. YouTube Gaming is going to be on the up and up, and we're going to see Ninja go over to YouTube Gaming, and it's going to create a bunch of hype. Shroud is going to go back to Twitch. Everyone's going to love it. Twitch will be made whole again, and Twitch will be on fire for a few more months. Then, as the kind of pandemic is not necessarily winding down, but people are getting used to staying at home and looking at other things, the growth and that spurt of viewers and streamers on Twitch is also going to die down a little bit, and we'll see a little bit of loss of that opportunity going into 2021.
Those are some bold predictions right there, buddy. Those are some very bold predictions.
That's the way I like it.
I agree that the 4 million Zoomers and Boomers that are on Mixer are not going to move over to other platforms. I agree. The majority of those people are just people that hit go live on Xbox. However, on Xbox, I imagine that they're going to be opening up other streaming platforms for people to go live on, namely Facebook Gaming. And a lot of them are going to want to continue to stream. This is a cultural phenomenon that's not going anywhere. It's only going up. It's only becoming more popular. So I don't know. I would say maybe 2.5 million of those 4 million Boomers are going to go over to other platforms. Okay, in terms of who the biggest winners and losers are going to be, I mean, Perrin is definitely drawing more arrows over here on YouTube, so it's definitely helping us understand. I think that YouTube is going to definitely continue to be on the rise, as it has been forever. YouTube is the strongest horse in the race when it comes to streaming, when it comes to gaming video, when it comes to everything. And there's no reason to believe that YouTube won't continue to increase in terms of viewership, simply because the algorithm on YouTube is the most robust. Here's the only caveat to that, is that YouTube's algorithm, sometimes they decide randomly to deprioritize live streaming on the platform. And they did that to us. We were there when they launched YouTube Gaming, and they decided to significantly deprioritize live streaming after the first 3 months on YouTube Gaming, and it really killed streaming on the platform for years. Now they've decided to bring it back in the algorithm, and then look at that. All of a sudden, tons of streamers are coming over to their platform. So it's up to YouTube. All they have to do is just continue to juice streams in their algorithm. Streamers are going to talk about it. Podcasts like this one are going to talk about it, and they are going to grow, and people just gravitate there. Almost every major streamer in the world has a YouTube channel. So why wouldn't they also consider live streaming there as a backup option or a restreaming option? And so speaking of which, our show is sponsored by Restream.io. We're currently restreaming right now to YouTube, Twitch, DLive, and Periscope. If you guys are interested in restreaming, because streaming to all platforms is way better than just streaming to one, because as you saw, 36% of streamers are now homeless because randomly a platform went down. Use Restream.io. You can please use our link in our bio and the description of our YouTube videos so we can get credit for you downloading. And if you do decide to buy it, it's $10 off. Okay, when it comes to Twitch, I think about 1 million or so, maybe 1.5 million of the Mixer streamers, hell, maybe even 2 million, between 1 to 2 million of the Mixer streamers are going to go over to Twitch. And those Mixer streamers that went over to Twitch are not going to grow at all. They're just going to be dead bodies that piled on, and nothing at all is going to happen with them. And then after they discover that, over the next 6 months or so, they discover that Twitch is the worst place for them to stream, essentially. Then they will start considering other options or quit. So we'll see what happens there. So I think that Mixer, in terms of viewership, is going to kind of hold steady and plateau, and it's just going to continue to be that slow growth curve that we've seen over time, where they just continue to be the industry juggernaut. And because they've survived for so long, they're going to continue to do really well. And then lastly, the giant question mark, the mega question mark, is what is going to happen with Facebook gaming? And I've got a bold prediction here. I think Facebook gaming is going to do the worst out of all of the platforms moving into the remainder of 2020. I think that they are going to absorb some talent. Let's say maybe 100,000, maybe a few 100,000 streamers will join. They had about 130,000 prior to the Mixer acquisition. They might move up to 400, 500,000 possibly. And increasing the number of streams that you have, that many, all of a sudden, is absolutely terrible for your platform. And I've actually got a theory right now. Do you see these viewership numbers that Andrew Perrin's putting on the screen? Go ahead and zoom in on those. You guys ready? For those of you that tune in to later in the streams, this is going to be your magic moment. I don't know if you can zoom in and see those numbers, but right now it says PUBG Mobile has 112,000 viewers. Mobile Legends has 95,000 viewers. Free Fire has 58,000 viewers. How did these viewership numbers go up so much? You know how? It's Mixer streamers streaming to 0 people. And it's actually just counting each streamer as 1 viewer. So Facebook never says you have 0 viewers. It always says you have 1 viewer. And so right now, PUBG Mobile, for example, which normally had like 12,000 to 15,000 concurrents, actually just got 100,000 new dead bodies to stream the game on Facebook. I think that's what that number is. I'm not positive, but the concurrent viewership in air quotes numbers just skyrocketed on Facebook with this Mixer acquisition. And I think all of these numbers right here are dead bodies. So I think that the platform, any sort of organic growth that you could get on the platform, has just been decimated, literally, by all of the people that have come into Facebook. no longer can you just stream a random game unless you already have viewership and just grow here. I think that there's going to be dead bodies just clogging up the drains and making a freaking mess out of the platform. Let's see, but I think that could definitely be the case. I mean, look, as you scroll down here, do you see all these streams with 1,000 viewers? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are that many streams with 1,000 viewers in random languages, but Facebook Gaming, I don't think is going to benefit from this Mixer quote unquote acquisition. And they didn't learn the lesson that Mixer should have learned, or that everybody should have learned the lesson that acquiring bad talent is bad. And so, or acquiring talent that has no audience is bad. Facebook Gaming didn't learn that. They're just trying to boost their numbers so that they look good for their boss and they can show our platform's growing. And I think they might actually have killed themselves by doing this. I actually think they might not die in 2020, but if too many Mixer streamers go over to Facebook Gaming's dead. That's my bold prediction.
I don't think Facebook Gaming will die. I think it'll have a hurdle to overcome, but I think they started off on such a strong foot that they'll be okay. From what I can tell, I don't see. I mean, it's listing. I think it's listing all of the streams here. I don't see a lot of dead bodies. I see a lot of. There are some smaller ones here for sure, but I would say more than most have more than one concurrent viewer, and more than most have more than 5 concurrent viewers actually, which that alone is huge on Mixer. Remember, we were predicting way back, if we're talking about older predictions, we were saying that, a majority of streamers streaming to both Twitch and Mixer had 0 concurrent viewers. To the fact, I mean, we never actually had we couldn't actually find a place, and I looked for statistics on this specifically, and I just couldn't find it. But the percentage of each platform that's made up of 0 concurrent viewership streams. And my guess was that it was at least over 50% on Mixer and Twitch. It is definitely not that case even now on Facebook. I mean, just scrolling through all of the streams listed here, there's only a handful or 2 handfuls maybe of really small streams. It's weird. It doesn't organize them categorically by their concurrent viewership necessarily. So as you're scrolling through here, you'll see a couple other ones, but they seem to be okay. And that's actually because of people's hesitance to adopt the platform. I think most streamers streaming on Facebook Gaming, I'd rather not even be a streamer at that point. And I think that hesitance has opened up Facebook to being a more global platform for gaming streaming. So you're seeing a lot more streamers from other places in the world other than the US. I think Twitch is primarily going to be US, the UK, Australia, English speaking mostly, and Spanish. There's a huge Spanish community growing there under Just Chatting. And then the rest of the world is going to be streaming mobile games and easier access streaming stuff on Facebook. And that's going to be its kind of its niche there. It's not going to be a place where you're going to get huge entertaining personalities like you do on Twitch or like you could have maybe gotten on Mixer, but it's going to be a place where you can watch people from your language, from your region of the world, and you can watch them play mobile games and other really, really popular easier access games.
Maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. I agree with the international thing on Facebook. And for those of you that are looking for English-speaking viewers, a lot of the viewers that are going to come by your stream and randomly leave on Facebook are going to be people that don't speak English that well, and that's why they're leaving as well. So Facebook is a weird wild card and an anomaly. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, if you go to Mixer right now, most of the streams that you see there, and they're like, oh yeah, getting ready to go over to such and such platform, it's all talking about how they're going over to Twitch.
Yeah.
It's not talking about how they're going anywhere else. I mean, just look at the screen right here. Mm-hmm. Renyan, he's going over to Twitch. Leanne Axios, she's going over to Twitch. Glitchy, they're going over to Twitch. Stream British, they're going over to Twitch. Now this Tim Dubs guy, he's going over to Facebook, so he's taking the money for the next 90 days. He's going over to Facebook, but I imagine that the vast majority of people are going to go over to Twitch, simply because they don't view Facebook as being a sort of stream friendly platform. I think most people view it as there's still this stigma around it because it's true. It's not the most stream friendly platform. It's not the best environment to host a live stream. It's not cool and gamery yet. There's not much of a community there. There's too much passive viewership, and it's going to take years, plural, to change that, to actually change it, and then to change the perception that streamers have about the platform. Ross, what are your thoughts?
If they can change it at all. I mean, it's like you said, and we've kind of said this from the beginning. Look at what Facebook is. Facebook has become, and I don't think it's a mystery to anybody, insanely toxic. And not only that, but a lot of people just don't want to be on Facebook, just like they don't want to be on Twitter. They want to have that exclusive program like Twitch or like YouTube, where you know what you're getting when you go there. It's not dedicated to a million different things. It's literally just dedicated to gaming and streaming and hanging out. Whereas Facebook, I mean, it's just drama nonstop. So I can't blame these streamers for going to Twitch or YouTube after that. And Facebook has a huge issue on your hand, like you just said, over, you said it's going to take, years and years to do it. Kind of thinking at it now, the way looking at the general direction that Facebook is going, it may never happen. I think that's a real possibility that Facebook gaming may never become a huge competitor. It may just maintain that status quo. But then on the same side, we also need to take a step back and look that Facebook gaming has been doing a whole lot right over the past year, especially this year so far up until this point. So I have to think that there is some kind of plan in place, that they know what they're doing, that they see the writing they saw the writing on the wall with Mixer, just like we did, and they've already got steps in place on how to counteract, what Mixer has become and how to successfully transfer all that over to Facebook gaming. So it's going to be a mystery. And I hate, because I'm so impatient, I hate that it's going to be years before we actually find out, how this is going to play out. Because honestly, right now I'm 50-50.
I hope you're right. Let's see what happens. I hope the Facebook team has smart people on board. I hope that they can make this happen. I don't know if they do. The guy I knew that was over there, Phil Ranta, that was running their North American operations, he left. So I don't know if they have anybody smart working over there right now. Hopefully they do. But anyway, Facebook, I'm still going to be streaming there. And here's a bonus tip. We're also all going to be live streaming on DLive. Now, DLive is the outside of Mixer and Facebook Gaming and YouTube and Twitch, the big four. DLive is the number 5, let's call it, emerging platform for the remainder of 2020. Perrin just pulled it up on the screen right here to show all of you. Look, the viewership's not huge here. It really isn't. No. It's new technology. It's blockchain technology streaming. They were paying exclusive deals to a lot of streamers to stream on DLive. Those deals have started to dry up a little bit, and the money has kind of run out. This is coming directly from people that I coach, that we're getting deals on the platform, and we're getting paid monthly stipends to be exclusive. The money has now dried up on DLive, and so they're going to end up losing a lot of top talent that was there, kind of mid-tier streamers that were there, that were kind of propping the platform up. And my speculation about DLive's money drying up is that the whole Mixer news was a huge impact on the market, right? Think about everybody who's in the audience right now. Put yourself DLive, yeah. Ross or Perrin, can you drop a link in chat for our live viewers that are asking right now? They want to make sure that they can put DLive into their restream and they can check it out. You guys should totally be doing that. We're restreaming on DLive right now ourselves. But with DLive, they were paying exclusive deals to streamers, and that money is now in half of what it used to be. Now, here's the deal. Why would they do that? Put yourself in the shoes of the investors that are watching the market right now. They just watched Mixer drop 30 million on Ninja, 10 million on Shroud, or let's say another 10 million on other talent, so $50 million on talent, to watch Mixer ultimately die. And so DLive, they can't justify expending their own money on talent, especially when investors are looking over their shoulder. They're looking at the number of concurrent viewers that they have on the platform right now, and it's not super high. DLive reminds me of where Mixer was about 3 years ago. It reminds me of where YouTube Gaming was about 2-ish years ago, maybe 3 years ago. And so if DLive is going to become anything significant, it's got about 4 more years to survive to make it. And so that seems to be the name of the game. If you can survive for at least 3 years, you'll get to a place where you're starting to grow as a streaming platform. And then it's critical what your decisions are in year 4 and year 5 for you to break over that hump and for you to become something mega. DLive is years away from making that happen. Facebook right now is coming into that 4th year. They're coming out of the 3rd year and moving into the 4th year. So this is now do or die time for Facebook. DLive, let's just see. If they survive, cool, they'll make it, at least to phase 2. Throw it in your restream, just stream up on DLive. You'll probably pick up some viewers there. If the platform shuts down, no harm, no foul, right? You just threw it into restream and just click the live tab. So I would not exclusively stream on DLive. Even if they offer you a ton of money, I still wouldn't exclusively stream on DLive. It's highly volatile, and I'd say there is a much greater chance than not that DLive will go out of business.
Yeah, it's the World of Warcraft effect. So, back 10 or more years ago, this is aging us a little bit, but World of Warcraft created like the best MMORPG of all time. And then a bunch of competitors tried to make MMORPGs and they couldn't, and they kept failing and they kept dying and going out of business. And now you don't see pretty much anybody. It's very rare that you see a new MMORPG come up. The same thing is going to happen here. You have a bunch of businesses trying to get a piece of the pie that the giant juggernaut Twitch has. They're all going to try and fail. Some of them will succeed at staying alive in the market, but they're certainly not going to unseat the king of the throne. And so I would say it's more likely than not that new platforms will die. And the prediction going into 2021, this will actually probably take a few more years to really be the case, but you're going to start seeing less new platforms come out because it's just not going to be financially worthwhile. And every time you see a new platform die, it's going to reinforce that, hey, this is not a good business idea, because look at all these businesses that have tried and just got destroyed and wasted tons and tons of money. Unless you're a company that makes so many billions of dollars that you can just take a loss and you're going to do it anyway just to try to eat up some of Twitch's market share, like Facebook, then you can do it. But even Facebook, if Facebook hits any sort of issue financially at all, one of the first things that they might scrap is a loss leader, which would be Facebook Gaming. So it's actually under a threat as well of being folded if any big, and now this would have to be a pretty big event. It'll almost have to be like apocalyptic for Facebook to lose that much money to actually consider cutting something. But it's there, right? The chances of a new streaming platform coming in and making it and surviving are so extremely small. And there's basically a 1 or less % chance that they'll actually beat or do anything to Twitch.
That makes sense. We're getting a little bit of chatter here in chat, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up the state of the stream here. But Mikkel is talking about Facebook Gaming, and this is something I want to reinforce to everybody. Mikkel is at about 17K followers, paid for the first 3, and then organically got the next 14K. And he just had a stream recently with 3,600 viewers on Facebook, so that's fantastic. Nice. Good for you. That's not gonna happen on Twitch. And that's definitely not going to happen overnight on YouTube either. Like YouTube channel growth, that's a slow build. That's stacking one video at a time. You know what I mean? One brick at a time in terms of growing your viewership there. And so I have to say that Facebook Gaming, as we currently see it, is the wild card, and it's sort of the medium to high risk, medium to high reward play moving into the remainder of 2020. Do you guys agree with that? Like, I feel like it's the higher risk, higher reward play, whereas something like YouTube is kind of like low risk, but low medium risk, low reward. And then Twitch is just kind of like a, why the fuck are you streaming there? Because you're not going to grow at all, like no reward play, or like super low reward play. What do you guys think about that? In terms of tiers of potential benefit, I think Facebook Gaming's at the top, YouTube's in the middle, Twitch is at the bottom as it stands right now. And then DLive, is kind of off on its own as a restream thing. That's kind of the way I'm thinking about it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, so Facebook is still kind of in like the Wild West phase, and well, I guess you can go here and you can build up a lot of audience, but what's undetermined is like, can you translate it in any way? Can you take that audience with you to different platforms? Can you essentially gain true fans from it? And that is a little bit yet to be determined, I think, on the platform. Whereas like YouTube, we know it's very easy to get true fans. It's very easy to take them then to like a different platform like Twitch, right? Twitch, like it's hard to even get noticed. So yeah, there's not really a whole lot of opportunity there. Although with a restream strategy of finding that it's a lot more possible. But so the verdict is out. I mean, it's risky. You can get lots of viewership, but at the end of the day, will it be as worthwhile as getting a little bit of viewership on say something like YouTube, where we know it translates? So there are so many unknowns on Facebook yet. We're going to see in this next year or two how that's going to pan out. I'm pretty excited about it. I've been excited for Facebook Gaming this whole time. They have the most interesting play in the market for sure for streaming. And I know I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, I agree. I think you nailed it. And that's where we stand right now. Like I said, there's still going to be, especially this Mixer shakeup just kind of literally shakes up everything. So it's kind of hard to predict right now, especially with Facebook Gaming. But as you listed right now, I think right now, as of today, halfway through 2020, Facebook Gaming still, you probably have the most room to grow. But it's kind of that balance of, is it worth going all in, not knowing what the future kind of holds? You know what you're going to get out of Twitch and YouTube, but Facebook Gaming, still a little iffy. So it's fun. It's good. This is going to be fun to watch and see how this plays out.
Ross, take us out of here, buddy.
All right. You can watch all of our replays on YouTube. If you didn't catch it, we're also airing live on YouTube. Find the audio podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, TuneIn, wherever audio podcasts are available.
Say the others. Podbean, SoundCloud. We're not on Anchor FM now, are we? We got to do that one.
No, but we are on Ask FM.
Can you get us on Anchor FM? Can you get us on Anchor FM? I don't even know how to get on there. Ross, please get on it.
Sure. Yeah, I've never heard of it, but let's do it. Let's get on all these platforms. We're multi-streaming. We're not streaming. We're multi-publishing all of our audio, just like you should be too. How about that? You like that? All right, we'll be back on Monday. Are we going to be back on Monday or Tuesday?
We're going to be back on Tuesday. We're taking Monday off for America reasons. So I've got a bonus episode that I'm going to be releasing over the weekend that was recorded last week. Ones that you guys live streamed but never got released on YouTube or audio. So I'll schedule those out. So if you guys miss us, you guys can catch that on the YouTube channel and on audio. Okay.
All right. We will see you next Tuesday. Happy creating. Have a great holiday weekend, everyone.